Beyblade Metal Fusion featured some pretty epic battles with epic beys and phenomenal bladers, so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. My picks for the top 10 strongest bladers in Metal Fusion. Before I start, there are some things I want to address. The criteria that this ranking list is based on is the bay and the blader. The combination of both the bay and blader will be what is ranked. The ranking is based on the end of Metal Fusion and before the events of Metal Masters, mainly because most Metal Fight ranking lists focus on all 3 seasons, and then the list is just overrun by legendary bladers, which makes sense. But I want to give some credit to the OG Metal Fusion bladers and bays. I'll be counting them in the top 10, and then I want to talk about how exactly I made the list and why I may have put some bladers above or below others. Timestamps will be in the description, so you can just skip to different parts of the video to save time if you wish. Also, this is just my opinion, meaning this list is somewhat biased, and it's not the objective truth. But I did try to make this list the best list possible. Alright then, sorry for the long intro, let's get started. At number 10, we have Hyoma and his Bay Rock Ares. One of the features of Ares is his internal defense spin track, which can cancel out any opponent's attack, making it a very solid defense type Bay. It also has a great attack power, which is seen through its special move Horn Throw Destruction. Hyoma's style of battling is extremely methodical and logical, which we saw as he pushed Jinga and Kyoya to their limits in their battles. Simply put, Hyoma is a strong blader without a doubt. At number 9, I have Rudero and his Bay Thermal Pisces. Pisces has the ability to change the air pressure and airflow of its environment, and its special move Distortion Drive is insanely freaky. It messes with the bladers' minds and makes them see things that aren't even real. Rudero is a fortune teller, and he basically believes that everything is bound in fate. He ends up pushing Jinga to his absolute limit on both occasions they battle, making Rudero a definite strong blader. At number 8, we have Doji and his Bay Dark Wolf, the ultimate balance type as it's known. Not usually known as a blader, but Doji has some serious power with his Bay. Dark Wolf has incredible power, allowing Doji to crush an early Kyoya in the 3rd episode. His battle style has his classic villain confidence, but he was also able to use the Lion Gale Force Wall to increase his rotation speed. He was nearly able to beat Phoenix, and maybe sometimes overlooked, but he is no joke as a blader. At number 7, we have none other than the kid genius Yu and his Bay Flame Libra. Libra has a couple moves which make it super incredible, namely Sonic Buster and Inferno Blast, which allowed him to destroy everyone at the survival battle. Yu also has this kind of kiddish, cocky confidence that comes from his power, which makes for some pretty humbling losses as he grows as a character throughout the entire series. Yu's definitely more than just a little kid. He has some skills and power to his name. At number 7, we have the Maestro Fear Reggie and his Bay Poison Serpent. One of the Battle Bladers semi-finalists, Reggie strikes fear into his opponents and breaks their very spirit. His Bay has an incredible reserve of power and can deal tiny amounts of poison into the opponent. Its Eyes of Medusa move paired with his ruthless personality is what makes Reggie so strong. All in all, Reggie is one of the most feared characters in Metal Fusion. At number 5, we have the mysterious Phoenix, who is the masked man and alter ego of Ryo Hagane, Jinga's dad. His Bay is Burned Fireblaze, the Bay which had the power to melt steel. But Phoenix's true strength comes from himself. His style of blading is truly relentless and unwavering. He basically created the idea of the blader spirit, so it's no doubt he reflects that. He is also part of the elite company of bladers who have defeated Jinga in Metal Fusion. Phoenix is truly fearsome. At number 4, we have none other than the beautiful eagle Tsubasa and his Bay Earth Eagle. Earth Eagle has an amazing array of moves to use, from counter stance to metal wing smash and so much more. It has amazing attack power and defense. His battle style is extremely methodical and meticulous, allowing him to stop Rayuga's dark move and nearly win, which is a battle where he really shined. His battle style, mixed with unbelievable power, makes him one of the best. Before I reveal the top 3, I want to mention my 2 honorable mentions to Kenta and Benkei. Both are skilled bladers with power that made them respected. Benkei was able to break through the Lion Gale Force wall, and Kenta had a valiant effort against Reggie. Unfortunately, they just missed out on my list. At number 3, we have the King of Beasts, Kyoya, and his Bay, Rock Leone. Leone has an insane ability to create tornadoes for both offensive and defensive purposes. His special moves and strength just get better and better as he advances. He is a defense type, but it also possesses formidable attack power. Kyoya is a mirror of a wild lion, extremely confident and fierce. He has determination. The lion is feared by almost everyone, no doubt. At number 2, we have none other than the Dragon Emperor Ryuga himself, possessing the reverse rotating Bey Lightning Eldrago. A destructive force of raw power, the dark moves Dragon Emperor soaring Bite Strike smashed through stadiums and nearly killed many. Ryuga had amazing power and abilities that were unrivaled. The Dragon Emperor is truly feared, and without a doubt, he's one of the best of the best. At number 1, we have the best of the best, the strongest of the strongest, Jinga Hagane with his base Storm Pegasus. Jinga was the winner of Battle Bladers, defeating everyone throughout the entire series, creating new special moves, and pushing the bar higher and higher each and every time. Jinga and Pegasus had legendary power and skill, from Star Blast attack to Stormbringer to Galaxy Nova. Jinga was truly legendary. Alright then, let's talk about this list and specifically how I made it. On screen, you should see the list and each blader's win percentage during 1v1 battles, along with its bait type, but just for some extra stats. I chose Hiyoma and Rudero over Benkei and Kenta for the 9th and 10th spots. I felt like Benkei was really underrated and underappreciated throughout the entire series, and I was pretty happy with how he did against Kyoya. But I put Hiyoma over him because Hiyoma pushed Kyoya to his limit during the survival battle, which resulted in Leon's performance strip cracking. Benkei was able to break the Lion Guild fourth wall, but was quickly finished after that. Kenta didn't show a lot of amazing battles like some of the others, but his best performance was against Reggie. Now, I would say he did better than Hiyoma against Reggie, but I think that was because of you and Hiyoma giving Kenta better information on Reggie, which they didn't have, and he also had Libra's Eternal Sharp performance tip, which helped him during that battle. The changing of the performance tips was good for the plot in my opinion, but I think Hiyoma and Rudero have an edge on Benkei and Kenta. Rudero nearly beat Jinga twice, and I think he could beat Hiyoma with his killer special move. For the bladers from 8 to 4, those were the hardest to come up with. But I just thought about Reggie at first. He has many powers and strengths, but his best ability is to play mind games with his opponent and make them lose their cool. He feeds off the terror he creates by scaring the crap out of his opponents to the point where they beg for him to stop. So I knew anyone over him had to have really solid confidence and mentality and really never get scared or phased. Hence, I knew I had to put Tsubasa ahead of Reggie since he had never really lost his cool that much during the series, and his ability to go into battle with a solid plan and not be phased like others like he did when he battled Ryuga. I think that would give him the edge to beat Reggie. Same thing with Phoenix. He stands up to anyone and doesn't care. He crushed Jinga's Bay Pointer like it was nothing, and he just had this relentless personality which would allow him to win against Reggie, as he wouldn't be scared or phased by Reggie at all during the battle. Doji was never really a strong or stand-up blader to me per se. He just had an insanely powerful Bay which allowed him to be strong. He was beaten by Phoenix and was destroyed by Ryuga near the end of the show, where we saw him pretty broken. Hence, I think Reggie would be able to beat him in the situation, similar to how Ryuga was able to break Doji near the end of the series. He never really trained that hard or anything, and unlike the others, he didn't get significantly stronger throughout the series either. Yu was one of the people who beat Jinga, but he ended up going on a losing streak and didn't fare that well towards the end of the series. But I still think his Inferno Blast, Sonic Wave, and Sonic Buster would be enough to overwhelm Doji. Not to mention, some people sometimes forget that Yu is a genius who found the opening in the Lion Guild fourth wall, so beating Doji is definitely possible for him. The top 3 should be the least controversial, because well, Jinga won Battle Bladers, beating Ryuga, who only had 1 loss, and Kyoya nearly beat Ryuga. The top 3 should be pretty standard from my perspective, and whenever I see other people doing lists, they pretty much have the same top 3. This is kind of funny in my opinion, because the top positions are usually the most exciting to choose from and hear about, but I guess not this time. Almost every blader got stronger through the entire series, and everybody was different. Hence, people with different personalities and mentalities will perform differently against each other. Furthermore, there are so many factors that influence a battle, and a win or a loss doesn't really represent each battle well enough. That's why this list was pretty hard to make, and I think there are a couple different arguments and lists that I wouldn't completely disagree with. Not to mention, I feel like all the battles were so good. Although they all had different skills and moves, they're all pretty similar in power. The gap between Hiyoma at 10 and Jinga at 1 isn't that big, as we saw them battle and it was a pretty good battle. The most important thing to say is to enjoy the show and have fun talking about it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm grateful for your time, and I hope I didn't waste it, but rather that you got something out of this video, whether it be a laugh or entertainment or a new perspective. Thank you so much for watching again, and make sure to have a legendary day. Peace.